This right here is the Audi RS5, and for me, it's one of the best Audi RS models ever made. This is the B8.5 generation RS5, and it marked the end of the naturally aspirated era for Audi. Under the bonnet sits a beautiful V8 engine which revs all the way to over 8,000 RPM, and it sounds like this. And in today's video, I'm simply going to tell you why I think this is the best RS5 we've ever seen and probably will ever get. I'm Max Attavani, welcome to Driven Plus. Firstly, I'd like to say a massive thanks to those who watch, like, share, comment. I really appreciate it. However, 93% of you who do watch aren't subscribed, so please just hit that subscribe button. It would go a long way. I'd massively appreciate it. It's not going to cost you a penny. It's totally free. And if you like these types of videos, like Carl is a fellow subscriber of the channel who is the owner of this car, and he reached out to me and said, well, I've got this B8.5 RS5. If you'd like to review it, let me know. And I did. So today we are doing exactly that. So hope you guys enjoy the videos. There are a lot of cars out there which look phenomenal, but the engine just lets them down. An example, the new Mercedes W206 C63 with a 2-litre 4-cylinder thing. It's a beautiful looking car, but you're not buying it because of the engine. Another example, the European Ford Mustang, which came with a 2.3-litre 4-cylinder EcoBoost engine. It just doesn't make sense, does it? Whereas with this car doesn't just look the part, it's got the engine to go with it. It's got soul, it's got personality, and it sounds awesome. This RS5 is one of the last Audis to ever feature a naturally aspirated V8, but I just think they're not spoken about enough, especially compared to its competitors, and I think I know why, and I'm going to explain further into that later on in the video, so stay tuned. So I've driven quite a few Audi RS models now, and I'm very appreciative of that. So what's my favourite? The B7 RS4. That is my all-time favourite Audi. I'd take one over the R8. Yeah, I know I am. I have got a screw loose somewhere. But this is up there though. It's the only V8 RS5 we've ever had and will ever get. We're hardly ever going to see a V8 RS5 again, aren't we? And with the RS4 you can buy them in saloon form, Avant, and even a convertible. But there's something about a V8 coupe, isn't there? Prices of these Audis are averaging at about £17,000, and if you or any of your friends are looking to buy one, then you have to know about Car Vertical to ensure the car you're buying has a clean history and that you're not about to be stung. Checking a car using Car Vertical is a quick and easy way to see the full history of any car, whether it's been in an accident, had its mileage rolled back, or even if it's been stolen. And the good thing is, if you perform a check on a car without any findings, then you'll receive your credits back. For instance, I found this RS5 Cabriolet on Auto Trader. Looks a fantastic car, but it isn't all what it's set out to be. So I've run a Car Vertical check on this car, and as you can see, mileage looks good. Financial and legal status, whether it's got any outstanding finance on it, that looks good as well. Damage needs attention. So this car has been involved in an incident. So we found one record for this vehicle. This vehicle was marked as an insurance write-off. So let me help you by benefiting you from a 20% discount code using the code DRIVEN. I'll put a link in the description and as a pinned comment. So use Car Vertical if you want to save yourself potentially thousands in money and also a whole lot of stress if you're looking to buy a car, or even if you own a car and you want to check up that car's history. You might be in for a surprise. This RS5 featured a legendary V8 engine, 4.2-litre naturally aspirated V8. It has 444 horsepower and 430 Nm of torque. It's got a top speed limited to 155 miles per hour. However, if you spec this car new with the dynamic package, the top speed would then go to 174 miles per hour. It's got a 7-speed dual clutch transmission, and this engine is also found in the RS4. Audi say it will do a 0 to 60 time of 4.5 seconds, so let's see. So I think it's going to be interesting to see if we can beat that 4.5 second mark, because when I launched the RS4 with the same engine, that got 4.52. Bear in mind this is a lighter car, so hopefully we can get better. On your screen now are the stats and figures, so pause your screen if you'd like to look into them. So to put this car in launch control, gearbox in S, traction control half off, and car in dynamic mode, and it's going to hold it around just below 6,000 RPM. Let's go. Wow, that's so aggressive. Oh, it's quick though, very quick. Oh, it's slightly slower than the RS4, but it did bog slightly. There was a massive goosh, and your head just goes back. Really aggressive launch, to be fair, but it's done what Audi says. Just over 4.5 seconds and just below 4.6. Well, that's massively impressive, so well done you. That's what it stacks up against, and let's go back to the review. When we come to the inside of the car, first thing I have to comment on are these seats. They're really comfortable, but yet they look sporty. Good bolstering, like the fact you get RS5 embossed there, and they look good as well, don't they? Armrest extends, so that's good. 2 cup holders here. But I think the overall layout of the cabin, it doesn't feel over 10 years old at all. This car was definitely ahead of its time in terms of the interior and technology compared to BMW and Audi. My mum had a A5 Cabriolet 2014, and I remember when she called someone using the steering wheel control, and I was just wowed by it. It's a bit of a wild comment, but I just remember being wowed by the fact that she could do that. Heated seats too, you got your drive select button there, infotainment screen, it's all controlled via this toggle down here, and it doesn't feel that bad. I mean, don't get me wrong, yes, the system is dated in terms of new cars nowadays, but I like how simple it is. It works very well. Flat bottom steering wheel, perforated leather as well. That feels nice and grippy to hold. The paddles don't feel cheap like most modern Audis do, in terms of the paddles, not the actual car itself. And just the material used as well. It feels very premium. You get Bang & Olufsen sound system. That works very well. And this carbon fibre trim here, I think that's an optional extra, because I don't remember that carbon being on the RS4 I reviewed. Pretty sure that is an extra. Anyway, let's check out the boot space. Now, the RS5 featured quite a large boot, considering it is a coupe, 465 litres, which is quite impressive. Another thing which is impressive is the spoiler driver. Let's put the spoiler up. Ooh, look at that, very fancy. More added downforce. Of course, this one is fitted with Audi's Sport exhaust, so the tips are black. Obviously, you've got the diffuser there as well, and the RS5 badge. Right, driver, or shall I say Carl, let's start the car up, please. Ooh, lovely V8 grunt. Okay, can we rev it in comfort mode first? Ooh, okay, put it in dynamic mode and let's see if that makes a difference. Ooh, let's give it some more, come on. Oh, there we go, there we go. Well, let's get back onto the road. So earlier, I was saying that this car isn't spoken about enough, and I think it's due to its competitors. For example, the Mercedes W204 C63, which featured a monstrous 6.2 litre naturally aspirated V8, and I have reviewed one of them, and if you want to watch my review on that car, click on the pop-up banner now. And I think that C63 is one of the most symbolic AMG cars ever made. Do I think this is one of the most symbolic Audi RS cars ever made? No, I don't think it is. I think people regard the Audi RS6 as that. And then from BMW, we have two competitors, because this car was in production between 2012 and 2015. And during those years, we saw two generations of the M3, the first being the E92, which featured the V8 engine, and the second being the F82 M4, which is realistically the M3. I'm not going to go into detail on that because this is an Audi review. So let's compare it against the E92 M3, because apples are apples, V8 against V8. I think people regard the E92 M3 as one of the most iconic M cars ever made, and I think that car is better than this in terms of driver dynamics. And I have reviewed an E92 M3, and if you want to watch my video on that car, click on the pop-up banner yet again. So where does this car fit in? That's a good question. Well, firstly, there's one thing this car has which those competitors don't: an all-wheel drive system, quattro. So therefore it's more usable. You can use it whatever the weather is doing, and once you put your foot down, you know you're going to get pretty much 100% of its performance. Another thing is the refinement. It's definitely the more refined car out of the three. if someone was to ask me to go on a road trip or drive across Europe between those three cars, I would pick this. It's more comfortable and it's just more usable, more kind of daily usable friendly. Audi doing what Audi does best, a brilliant all-rounder. And I have to say, it's a fantastic car. I'm already in love with this car. I like it a lot. As I said before, this is one of my favorite Audis ever made. So now we're going to see how the car responds to performance driving. Let's put the gearbox in manual mode, put drive select in dynamic, and use the paddles on the steering wheel. Oh, downshifts are nice. We'll touch on the gearbox a little more lately. So firstly, put it through a corner. Bear in mind, this does weigh 1.7 tons. Steering feel is very good, actually, thanks to having a hydraulic steering system. But through a corner, it doesn't feel as nimble as an M car, shall we say, but I don't expect this to be as nimble as an M car. As I say, this is an all-rounder at the end of the day. But you've got plenty of grip thanks to that quattro system. So this is a proper quattro system. So it sends, under normal driving conditions, 60% to the rear and 40% to the front. But when needed, if you need more grip on the rear, it can send 85% of its power to the rear wheels. And say you need more power in the front, it will then send up to 75% to the front. So you're never going to be short of grip in this car. And the gearbox. Bear in mind, this is essentially the same car as the RS4 I've just recently reviewed, and if you want to watch my review on that car, click on the pop-up banner now. So it's a 7-speed dual clutch gearbox, and yes, I understand it's missing a manual, but I am a fan of this. And when you've got the car in dynamic mode and you then downshift, it mimics the sound of rev matching. Listen.
The beat.
So it just makes you feel a little bit more engaged, doesn't it? I like it. So would I buy one? Yes, I would. I do think they do slip under the radar a little bit more than they should, and I think people should talk about them more often. But as I said before, they do get overlooked by its competitors, and very strong competitors, to be fair. If I was to buy one, I would buy one in the Sepang blue. I think they look good, and the Suzuka grey as well, which Carl mentioned before. That's a good shout, that, Carl. I forgot about the Suzuka grey. It's a fantastic colour, that. But I do think these cars are one of the best looking modern Audis. They haven't aged one bit, have they? They still look fresh and they still look dynamic. So what's your thoughts on the Audi RS5? Let me know in the comments below. But I'd like to say a massive thanks to Carl for coming down today and letting me get behind his pride and joy. So massive thanks, mate. I appreciate it. And if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you very soon. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.